An interesting echo of Britain's so-called jazz revival is the music of the Rheostatics, who have just released one of Toronto's best independent cassettes ever. They've got an appealing sense of humor, and they're plugging the old jazzy sounds into a new socket.
You can feel it when you're dancing. You can feel it cut your feet. Ow! You can taste it when you're eating. What? All that artificial meat. Ugh! This is mess I find in my bed. Chemical world fills my empty head. Sometimes I wonder, am I better off dead? We're all living in a chemical world.
When I sing songs like Chemical World, I pay attention to the funny sounds I'm making with my voice. The words to me are just sounds that come out of vibrating vocal cords and have no content when I'm singing them. So that's my approach to it anyways. I like making sounds with my throat.
My attention was first drawn to the Rheostatics when you dropped by a little cassette tape that you've released, and I listened to it and I thought, this is great. But then you said, yes, but you've got to tape us live because that's where our real strengths lie. Now, why do you say that?
Well, I think it's probably the approach we take to performing to a large group of people or even a small group of people. No one's a stranger at a Rheostatics concert or something like that. A friend actually once asked a friend of mine how many people were in the Rheostatics, and she responded that there are 50, but only 6 of them play instruments. So basically what that means is,
What do the other 50 do?
Well, the other 50 tell jokes or something.
Some kind of traveling circus.
Play percussion.
Well, the thing is, since there's a lot of movement on stage and, we tend to drift off and speak to the audience while our drummer's still playing a backbeat, we don't like to take the attitude where, we're the performer, you're the audience, sit there or obey. Do what you want to do. It's a very open type atmosphere, and I think it works best, particularly with the type of music we play, which is, has a base of a lot of fun to it.
This music that you play is a kind of a hybrid of punk and disco or something like that. How did you work it out?
So much of what we listened to when we were growing up was disco music. It was unavoidable. It was everywhere, and.
So we're talking 1975, 76?
Something like that, yeah. I mean, we do a version of Wild Cherries, play that funky music, White Boy, which is, I'm on record, is totally embarrassing, but if you add a bit of spontaneity, Tim likes it. But you were speaking earlier about the whole jazz/funk type revival.
That's happening in Britain.
That's happening in Britain right now, and I mean, we've been doing it for quite a long time. We've only recently added the brass section because, we've tried keyboards in the past, but live horns, there's nothing like live horns, and choreography between the horns and the guitar player and real drums and stuff like that tends to work so much better. And, it's funny because we always found as we were progressing, sort of running out of energy at the end. Last couple of songs was like, and now with the addition of the horns, I can sit back and, look at them and think, wow.
That you took all about. Say, what is this train? You say it waits for me. Well, I ain't got time now to go traveling on the train. So you can tell the train driver not to wait for me. No thanks.
Coming up on the new music, Murray McLaughlin.